Hi there, I'm Ron.
And I'm Haldan.
And today we're going to be opening a box. So let's talk a little bit about this box before we open it. I left the shrink wrap on for reasons.
Yeah, Warlord Games was nice enough to send us a free copy of this. We love doing historical stuff in our store. And we've done recreation battles before in Black Seas and Black Powder. And they came out recently over the summer with Epic
battles, Pike and Shot.
Epic.
This box is actually epic, though. I'm not going to lie. It's pretty epic. The amount of stuff that they've crammed into these boxes is pretty intense. But we're going to be using this for a project for YouTube later on that we may or may not tell you about today. But we decided to open it up now because the Scots Covenanters boxes is coming out pretty soon, which is really neat because you can play Scots people. Everyone likes the Scottish.
So who's in this box then?
So this box is their generic troops from the first release wave. It can be used for the 30 Years' War on the continent or the English Civil War a little bit later. Fashion styles didn't really change too much in 25 years. So one of the things that's really cool about this is that the plastic is color-coded, so you don't actually have to paint them if you don't want to. These sets are really good. They're designed for beginners to get into games, and it's a great way of getting in huge games, really quickly. Or if you're just like, I want an enormous army, you can buy one, and now this is all yours, because the two sides basically look the same. Without further ado, do you want to crack into this box?
All right, let's do it.
Yeah. I'm going to peel this off. You have no idea the amount of self-control it took to not immediately crack into this bad boy when they sent it to us. So you can see there's the fun artwork on the front and on the back. It shows you pretty much all the stuff that's in it, gives you kind of quick overview.
So there's literally 1,300 dudes?
1,300 little toy soldiers. And when I say little, they're little. So the moment of truth. I love that sound. I told you, they packed them quite tight. So looking off, you've got the starter rulebook. It's basically the whole rulebook in a pocket-sized format. If you're familiar with the base game of Pike and Shot, this is effectively that big rulebook, but designed for the epic scale. What do you got there?
There's a cute little house.
I wouldn't say that's little. That's actually quite
no,
large.
Two.
Yeah,
there's two little houses here.
that looks like a mansion and a gatehouse, actually.
That's like bonkers scale-wise. Like, we're talking about like this piece being a chunk of a mansion scale-wise. That's how tiny these guys are.
Yeah, well, they're a 13.5, 12.5 millimeter. So you can use them with 15 millimeter buildings too. Now let's see what we got here. This is some flag sheets. I love a good flag sheet. So you've got 30 Years' War. So that's going to be your Protestants and Catholics. And then you've got your parliamentarians versus royalists. That'll be for the English Civil War. These flag sheets are really good. I've already used some of these for building other stuff. Fantastic. I love good flag sheet. Oh, an assembly and painting guide. Step 4, basing. Oh, this is basically exactly what they've got. They've got this up on their website as a PDF. That's really helpful. So you can see a standard battalion for Pike and Shot is one little stand of of Shot on either side of a corps of pikemen. And then the different blocks do different things. So you'll have your commanded shot, which don't have pike, or you'll have your cavalry, your artillery. The size of the bases, so the number of bases usually changes. Are you poking that out already?
Shh.
Are you assembling that while we're here?
Just a little wall.
You just want to assemble a wall?
I'm building a wall.
Okay, that's fine. You can build a wall.
Oh, somebody got the wrong pieces. Oh, I got the right one. That one goes over here.
I will say, building the buildings is pretty great. When you're painting a whole lot of these little men, it's sometimes nice to just like have a change of pace of painting a house. That's how I was doing it when I was painting for the other video we recorded. Just nice to take a break and change things up. So next we have the quick start guide, it looks like. The sequence of play, command, movement, hand-to-hand combat. Oh, and casualty markers on the back. That's really handy.
Oh, cool. Some little cutout casualty markers then.
Yeah.
Especially with the scale when you have that little tiny thing. I mean, you can use little dice too.
Yeah, you can use the dice. Warlord actually makes a a print of a casualty marker that's like got a little rotating dial, which is kind of nice. Those are really fun. Super pinky up way of playing the game if you don't want to just punch those out. But now we get to the real meat of the matter. This box is just absolutely packed full of plastic. So
wait, literally like the rest of this box from like here down is
it's
plastic.
just all plastic. So it looks like we've got cavalry sprues. So your cavalry sprue is, you've got your commander here. He's the one that's going to be commanding your entire little battle group. You've got some regular cavalry, some heavily armored cuirassiers, dragoons. This sprue, the cavalry sprue, is also where you're going to find your artillery. So each sprue comes with a falconet and a saker. And you get some commanded shot and some dismounted dragoons too. And it looks like you get at least a couple sprues of those.
That's what? So are the two sides going to be balanced?
Yeah, it looks like more or less.
And those are like those wonderful color.
Yeah, the colored sprues are really good. So like you don't
Very obvious.
You don't have to paint the game if you don't even want to. If you just want to like pop them onto their stands
And play out of the box.
and play right out of the box.
That's the same thing with the Civil War one was that way too, right? That
Yeah.
one, the big epic starter for Civil War was blue and gray plastic.
Yes. The Napoleonic one as well.
Because that's red and blue.
Yeah, the British are blue. The French are the British are red, French are blue, and the Prussians are black. Because there's three there. So then we've got our standard bases. A lot of these guys. So you've got a square base, a square 20 mil base. That's for your commander. This is the standard block, and then you have your artillery. So your cavalry and your infantry go on the same block. Your artillery go on the big one.
Interesting.
Yeah. Are you popping this? What?
I'm putting little dudes on stands because I want to.
Do you want my knife to clip them off so you don't have to just leave?
No, we're doing it live.
Nubs. Screw it. We're doing it live.
Wow, this is a big.
Yeah. So my favorite thing is these all like tessellate together. They like clip together really nicely.
Like this is literally like here. I'll hold the top one. I'm like this.
Yeah.
This is a lot of plastic.
Well, and then you've got the one for the other side too. So you've got, it looks like each one of these sprues is one pike and shot regiment. So
That's satisfying.
yeah, they're really good. I paint them on the sprue because these sprues are so well designed.
Oh yeah, especially with like these little guys for painting them.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to like get them on their bases and otherwise.
Yeah, no, I just paint them right on. I just paint them right on the sprue.
Prime it, and you'll have to do a little bit of touch-ups at the corners, but you actually can cut them there because they'll have enough of the bit on the bottom. So it's like super easy. If you, I don't know if we're actually gonna. Are we doing a painting video too or no?
Yeah, we should definitely do some painting videos where we hang out and paint them. But yeah, so each one of these sprues is a pike and shot block. So that's one regiment. So you've got, that looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 14 total. So that's 7 on each side.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of cavalry per side.
Getting that super easy.
Yeah.
Painting wise, and then you just can spray. I mean, obviously clean it up a little bit better.
Yeah.
But very easy. If you're
Honestly,
gonna paint them.
I don't even clip them off until they're ready to go. I paint them fully while they're attached to the shoulders, and then I just do touch-ups once they're down on the strip.
They have a bit of dudes on the strip. Oh, that's the back regiment.
It doesn't matter. You can actually mix them up because some of them are more heavily armored. So if you really wanted to, you could take the lightly armored guys from each unit and mix and match. So you could have like, oh, this regiment is the one that's got the cuirasses and tassets, and then this one is just guys in coats or buff coats.
Buff coats.
Oh yeah, buff. It's like a
Buff coats.
no. Buff is a thing. It's like a thick leather that can deflect sword cuts. Da-na-na-na. The more you know.
Yep, Ron is the historian buff.
yeah, so
play games.
If you lay out all of the stuff that you get in here, we'll move the box out of the way so you can take a look. So you get the rule book, you get the 2 flag sheets, assembly painting guide, a huge stack of bases, cavalry, infantry. That's a lot of stuff. That's so much plastic.
I mean, literally, this block of stuff by itself makes me believe that 1,300 number.
Well, so each one of if you buy the individual infantry packs, it comes with 3 sprues. So you're getting 2 and a smidgen extra sprues.
And then, points-wise, like, so, how big of a battle can this actually, like, sustain? Like, relative to, like, the biggest battle that would have potentially have occurred?
Well, something like Edge Hill, this is probably a little small for, but, like, the English Civil War, for example, is full of lots of, like, meeting engagements and medium-sized things. And actually, if you look through the rule book, not only does it have reference guides for both the 30 Years' War and the English Civil War, but it also includes a bunch of scenarios, which is really fun. So you could play match play games, or you could play scenario games, which is really nice.
Scenario games are more fun.
Scenario games are more fun. I mean, I like a match play game because you can just roll up to the store and say, hey, I've got X number of points of, you know, these guys who can get a game in with me. But, you know, a scenario game is always a little more exciting because there's a little bit more prep. There's, you know, they're usually not so evenly matched, so you can kind of like...
Yeah, they're skewed somehow for historical sake. And then you also get to have that little bit of like, well, what if?
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's why we move little toy soldiers around, isn't it? Because you get to play what if.
Much funner.
Funner. Oh, bro.
Is a significantly more fun way of learning about history.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, it's like the age-old question that we used to do in the schoolyard: who would win in a fight? Right? Like, but instead of like who would win in a fight, you know, a donkey or a flock of penguins, it's who would win in a fight, these royalists or these parliamentarians. So, there you go. That's the box. It's really good. I'm gonna have to get building and painting this, I guess.
Yes,
Hooray!
that's probably what we're gonna do next.
Yeah, probably do some live
painting
videos. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll probably do some painting videos in the near future, and if you are interested in joining us for those, we'll probably be live streaming those.
Yep. And you can see us be stupid around each other.
Yeah, we're also doing a demo game, going over the rules. You're doing that with Joe.
Joe Fish. Joe Fish is one of our regulars. Fantastic fella. He basically teaches me how to play.
Yep, and then hopefully at the culmination of all of that, we'll do whatever that secret thing is that Ron mentioned earlier.
It's not really so secret. We're just going to run a campaign. It'll be fun. We'll talk about it more in a real video.
Very what if.
All right, we're going to wrap it up now. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, now you can go.
Action! Thanks, Vaz. Sorry, I'm going to die a little bit.
I mean, you know, that's okay, buddy.
It happens to the best of us.
So, stop crinkling that. We're trying to be professional here.